Good morning, my YouTube family and friends. Today is a new day. Didn't plan to do a video today, but as you know, Danny's in Jamaica. I have this whole house by myself. I go to bed very late in the morning, so I'm up until like 2 o'clock, and then I go to sleep. And most days when I get up, I'm up. I fall back to sleep, but I'm up by 9 o'clock at least. But when you have families who care, they do just call you when they want to. Yesterday, my brother called me at 8 a.m. Um, my children, you get the calls, and even though you went to bed late, they didn't know that. So they're waking you up when they're ready. But this morning, I got up and I went to the bathroom and snuggled back in bed and ready to sleep again. Then I heard walking in the house, and I know that the walking wasn't just any walking because my children are the only ones, along with my husband, who has the key. When you buy your homes, guys, or even if you live in rental apartments, let your kids make sure they have a key. Make sure that your home is their home so they could come when they want to and they feel welcomed. So they came in and I came out to greet them, thankful to see them. And we talked, and they set up my TVs now so that we don't need cable anymore. So I called the cable company, got rid of that. That's saving $180. Actually, with tax and whatever else, it's $192. So now my son had bought us Roku's forever, but it was just sitting, no, not using. Now, when my daughter set it up, it's so beautiful because you can get so many channels. One of the channels we don't get for free is Tennis Channel. And my daughter, Jody, well, Mommy, I'm just going to just pay that for you. So you have it for the whole year. And I'm like, it's like $8 for the month. And so she's paying that so I could watch my tennis, because tennis is on all the time because they're playing in different places. Like now the US Open is getting ready to start in this August month, and so they're playing small match games around the place until they get to the US Open. They have to make a money, right? They have to make a living. And after that was finished, in the room my brother uses, there was a huge TV in there, but something happened after all these years, and we bought a new TV put in there. And so they went in, set it up, and we just need one more Roku for that room, and we're good to go. And then after that, they said, because my sister is coming on Monday, because we're getting some things done, and yeah, I'm doing the bookcase, needs to get rid of some of the old books in there and and just make it lighter. And so the girls came, and my brother, before he left in June, he had supported a colleague who was doing a fish fry. Yes, a fish fry, people. And my brother bought 3 tickets. Tickets were $25 a piece. He spent $75. But he left the tickets here for my children. Christopher doesn't eat fish. He's afraid of bones. But the tickets were sitting there, and this morning, when the girls came, we went in that room. I said, here's an envelope with the tickets. So you're going to pick up the food? And it's okay, we'll go see what it is. Again, we really scarcely eat from people, so that was why. Um, but I said go, and if the place is clean, if you look at it and it's somewhere that it's clean and it's okay, then we can do it. And they went. They were the first ones who went, and they got nice, good food to come back. So I'm going to show you what they got for $25, people. So they went, they got a little thank you gift. I don't know what's in it. Didn't open it as yet. There's something in a box. Guess I have to pull the box and release the thing. And then it will come open, or is it taped? It's taped shut. Oh, so I didn't have to release the ribbon at all. It's just that it was taped, it is taped shut. So let's see what they put in the box. For $25, guys. You know, sometimes people do these things and all you get is the plate. I think, I've never bought one, but I think, oh. It's a box of little toffees. Beautiful. This was nice. This is nice. You see, people like this, they fix it so you want to come again. They fix it so that you'll want to buy from them again. So part of the $25 you get a piece of cake. And I'm going to enjoy it, guys, because I'm going to be doing my 10 or 20 laps walking in the backyard today. So this came with it, a nice slice of cake. The fruit cup. This is peach and pears and a cherry, a half a cherry. It's a balanced meal, guys. And this, I like how they tape it so that no one could open. So I'm going to open mine. And here, guys, you can see it's a lot of food. This is 2 days food. They have some rice and peas. I hope you could see it well. They have a bami. They have a small bami. They have macaroni and cheese, which I don't do because of the cheese in it. It's definitely going to make me cough. It's not good for the sinuses, the cheese in the macaroni. It's nice steamed vegetables and a nice sized fish. A nice sized snapper. So I'm going to make this the thumbnail. So that's what they sent, guys, for $25. I haven't tasted it, so I don't know what it tastes like. So I'm going to do that picture for the thumbnail and the knife and fork, which I don't need. So that's a meal for 2 days, guys. 2 days. It's enough there. Or for a day for lunch and dinner. So that is good. I would recommend them. I don't know who they are, but it's my brother's people. So I'm going to send a video to my brother and also tell him that they did a beautiful job. Because for $25, that is awesome. But we didn't stop there because my daughters, they come in and they think, Mommy, what do you need? Is there anything we can get you? And of course, I bought these. They're censored for the soap. So one is for the kitchen and this one is for the kitchen. You put the dishwashing liquid in, and when you turn it on, the light comes on, and then when you put your hand under it, the soap comes out, so you don't have to be pressing anything or picking up, and you know, this sits there, it's not going to get so dirty. And so I got 2 of them, one for that, and this one is for the guest bathroom. We can still press our bottles down there, but I might buy one later. But this is for the guest bathroom, so you just put your hand under and the soap comes. So I told them about it, that I needed AA batteries. And they went and they got me AA batteries. Hold back. So there I go. So I'm going to load these up so they can work. And they didn't stop there, guys. I told them I would love some more fruits because I have oranges, but boy, they're sour. They're so sour, my God. So they got me watermelon. It's just me. I'm thankful they didn't buy a whole one. They bought me this chunk. I'm going to enjoy it. They also bought me cabbage. Because again, since I'm not doing the meat, they bought me a nice green cabbage. And when you buy your cabbage, make sure it's as green as possible. A lot of you look for the white, like it's so white, but look, this is what is healthy. The dark green leaves, that's the most helpful, healthy part of it. So they got that. I'm going to. Oh, by the way, this came also with the dinner. They give I know this is wholesale, but this is pineapple. So I'll see. If I want this, I'm going to make some lemonade. But this came with the dinner, guys, and it was good because when they went, they also had shrimp, nice peppered shrimp. I don't do shellfish, so they were very careful when they came in with it. But I'm not allergic to it. Well, touching it, because I used to do it for them. I used to buy pounds of crayfish, shrimp, and wash them. When I washed them, my hands would itch, but that's it. It didn't do me anything except when I eat it. So the itching, after I wash and wash some more, the soap takes away that itching. But I would prepare it for them and never tasted it, so they have to taste it to see if it's to their liking. But they also got me, so they got shrimp, they got their dinners, and I'm glad they went to pick it up because they weren't going to. But when they look and they saw it, they said, "Mommy, we were the first, so we got the first part of it. We didn't go in the crowd and things got, you know." They brought me oranges. Again, it's just me. So I have 4 nice oranges. They brought me avocados or pears, Michael. Yes, pears. So we know why we call them pears here. We call them pears in Jamaica. They call them avocados here. These are so good, guys. If you haven't been using this, they are not mushy like some of the Jamaican pears. They are nice and firm. They're nice. They're good too. They're good. So they did a mixture. They did green ones, they said. This one is not so ripe. This one is a little darker, so it's riper. So they staggered them, they said. This one is so that I didn't have all of them ripe at once. So that's my daughters, just smart kids. See, so they'll ripe gradually, and so that they will last. So they got me that. They got me cabbage. They got me oranges. They got me the batteries. They got me watermelon. I don't need much of anything. The freezer, but this too, you might say, "Whoa, it's a lot." But these are chewing gums. I asked them for gum. For me personally, I used to cough a lot, and when I went to the ENT, to the specialist, they said that it's my sinuses that they drip from time to time. They drip from time to time. They did give me Flonase and some other thing to keep my sinuses dry, but they keep your sinuses dry, but then your mouth is also dry, and you just feel weird. You just feel dried out. So I never used it. And Flonase, when you spray that thing in your nostrils, it does burn, and sometimes you see that you have a little spot of bleeding. I don't need all of that drama near to my brain, so I don't use it. For years when they told me, because I didn't know why I was coughing, something wrong, but they did the tube down your throat and see that it's all clear and good, and the sinuses were the one that was in overdrive, so they were dripping. So I find that, though, one of the therapies that they tell you, that they give to you, is that you should swallow often. People with sinus problems, that, swallow often. If your throat, when things get there, it's telling it to cough. But if you keep swallowing, then there's nothing there to tickle your throat to make you cough. So you have to swallow often. It's something you have to work on. It's not that easy. So what I do, I chew a lot of gum. I chew a lot of gum because it allows you to swallow often. That's my thing, to help me to swallow often. So I'll chew gum and drink a lot of water. A lot of water, just keep flushing. So they went and I said, "Buy gum." I didn't want the new ones that they have ice or something. Those are horrible. So they went, and I wanted spearmint, so they got it in different forms. This is spearmint. This one is peppermint. Then they got me the extra long-lasting spearmint. These are my kids giving me so much choices. And this is the same thing. And then they found the good old Wrigley's from way back when. So they still went and they still bought the Wrigley's double mint. This is the natural, the real deal from way back when. So that's my children for you guys. And so the reason I'm sharing this is not just to tell you, oh, look what I got on this Sabbath morning. But I'm just saying to us that we have first, let me talk about the fish fry. Because those of you who are in Jamaica, you know that if you live in a community where, you know, you get up and you make up your fire, you don't even have to cook on your stove. But a lot of you don't want to even use a wood fire anymore. You just, a lot of our problem is that we become too haughty, not haughty, haughty. We think we're better than doing some things that would have made our lives so much simpler and give us so much more joy. If you make up your fire, you say you're frying up some chicken back on some fish and do your fish fry, make a meal of it, you'd be shocked to see how many people would come by and buy from you. You get a decent spot, you get an ice box, throw your drinks in it, throw your water bottles in there, and you go out there. Food sells. Food is something that would sell. I sometimes just see myself, I'm not regretting it because I always ask God to lead, and whatever I do, it's like He opens the door for that to happen. But sometimes I said if I had gone back home at, say, age 50, I would have, because I don't want grand. I want simple. I want to put on my sneakers and I'm okay. I want to put on a nice pair of sandals without the heels on it and I'm okay. I want to be able, I would want to just do something like this, where I'm serving, I'm giving back. Because in this case, the taxi drivers who could buy 2-3 meals because they're making some money, but then you're going to have those poor people who couldn't afford it. So I would be able to say, no, you don't need to give me 500 Jamaican dollars, give me $100. And for those who cannot afford 100, I could say, get a free meal, come on, come eat. So that's me. I think I have, well, somebody did a test. One of the teachers at work, she did something and it says, yeah, that's who I am. I'm that person for service. I give, I make sure that, people are fed, people are clothed. I like that. That's me. But that's what I would want to do. You're going to church, you do banquets. Instead of stressing people for money for this, money for that, you do banquets. A banquet allows you, a 20-pound bag of rice could feed a multitude. And you get your pots and you cook, and you stir up something in the kitchen there, get some vegetables, farmers are there, they donate stuff, and you'll be surprised to know those who cannot pay a full amount can get a discounted amount. And then you select even 6 or so people in the community who would get a free meal from it. And the monies you make, you accumulate it, you can help a child to go to school, to pay their car fare, to pay their student money, and help the children. Jamaica allows that because you have sunshine all year. You don't have winter time when you're closed inside, and you have sunshine all year. So it gives you opportunity to do so much. So that's what, if I come home, those are the things I would have been involved in. I would probably start a little basic school or not a daycare center. I don't want to do daycare. I'd want children who can learn, and you can work with them to build foundation, to build character. And so those are the things I longed for. But unfortunately, I'm still here. I'm getting older. I went down the other day shopping around for things, kind of eyeballing some stuff, and when you look at the equation, it's like Jamaica is going crazy. These numbers, they talk about $1 million like it's like it's $100. I can't take millions put into a house when, you know, when so much people need. Look at that's what Christ taught us. He says when he was here, he looked out for those who were needy. He would look out for those who were sick. If I put a pump in how much millions in a house, then no, that's going to be stress upon stress to maintain it, to find a gardener to come garden it, to come get cooling system in there because Jamaica is so blazingly hot. So you pick your battles and you do the good you can do where you are. So I wanted to share those things because then when it comes to my children, I said, you know, when they were growing up, when I had them, it was a tough time. I didn't have them when I was a teacher. I had them before I even, I had them so early when I came from Jamaica. I didn't give myself time to even go to school and finish. Didn't ever think of that. But you were so in love and you have them and, you know, and then people show exactly who they are and you quickly grow out of love because a thin line between love and hate. And when you are devoted and people feel like, yeah, I'm devoted to you. Oh, I'm so devoted to you. I love the ground you walk on. Oh, I love you so. But then they step away from your presence and it's easy to get involved with another person enough so that you leave a seed there that becomes another child. How do you move past that as a young person? How do you say, oh, it's okay, without thinking in your head that it's going to happen again? Because there are always going to be times when you're not together. And then what's going to happen? Another child, and then another one. And so I look at it and it's not something I wanted to deal with. And so pregnant with my son, I was like, back and go. And so, you know, I had to pull up my big woman pants and just make sure things happen for my children. But I'm thankful that I did make good things happen for them. And I did mold them and give them that good train of thought, those good genes. I think I gave them. Because they say our dad was just like us right now. Like, he was so giving, so kind. And so you hear the stories, because he died when I was 2 years old. My brother was only 8 months old. But I'm proud of the story that he left behind. And I'm proud that, you know, I feel good when I hear people talk about him. And this is not our story, it's their stories that we're able to say, thank you, Father. And then we know that Granny was the same thing. That Granny was all about kindness and making sure everybody was okay. There wasn't anything too good for her to give. There wasn't anything too much or too little for her to share. I remember going home and I'd bring her stuff and she sets it up and, Lord, you know, my granddaughter, may I forgive Miss Lamb a swan soap and one so and so. Lord, may I forgive. And that's how she breaks it down. And she makes sure everybody gets a little bag of something. But that was who she is from day one when I was with her. She never cooked just enough for her and myself. She always cooked enough just in case somebody called whole dog. Because that's how they would do, come down at down there and they call at the pimento tree, whole dog. You run out and you look and you see who are come and you say, they tell the dog to go, move, move, move. So they could go sit down and they would come. But when they came up and sat on the veranda, there was a plate coming for them. So I feel good. I know sometimes some of you might wonder, you know, but I don't want you to wonder. I want you to understand that this is me. This is who I am. I was raised from day one with that kind of a spirit of giving back, a spirit of service. And so my children emulating the same way, coming in, making sure mommy's okay. On Friday it will be my birthday, and already I don't want fancy. We could have gone to a restaurant, hibachi. We love hibachi because they cook in front of you and you get to laugh and talk, and they do all the fun things. But I want to be home. I want the grandchildren to be able to be part of this. And you take them to an hibachi, it's going to be poor little Gia. She's just running around now, and to constrain them to sit quietly at a dinner table on the outside, it's harsh. So all of them will congregate here. We will order in dinner, and by God's grace, we'll just have a good time, play Ludi, and hopefully this time I can win, because the host never wins. My daughters, especially Judy, the younger twin, she is, oh my God, such a lucky, lucky soul. So sometimes we get frustrated with our children and we say the wrong words to them. But guys, before you say those words or you yell at them and put them down, just think. Because they're not going to be little every day, they're going to grow up. And when they grow up, those harsh words will stay rooted. And it will take some good strength for them to be able to overlook it and become good kids for you. Treat them well regardless. When they make mistakes, remember the mistakes you made. Because there's no perfection. So you remember that you were not a perfect child. Don't pick and choose what you want and make it look good, just the pieces you want to sell to people. Look, when you talk to them, yeah, I was never perfect as a child. My parents had to talk to me more than once. They used to tear my behind up. I used to get the licks because I didn't know better. I had to learn how to do better. And so, encourage your children so they want to be around you. It's a good thing. And when they come around you, they shouldn't be just coming to beg, but they're coming with something in their hands. And if you see a need, if you hear them saying they need some support, never withhold that from them. If they're going to do something and they put away something to get it done and it's not enough, reach out without them asking and just say, I just want to help. But Mom, I'll give it back. No, it's okay. It's okay. Love them, guys. Just love them. Because let me tell you something, when you get older, you're going to need them. And when they are willing to come around you, when I see my kids are willing to come here in the morning, they could have gone to the supermarket and pick up what they wanted, and on their way, they would say, oh, Mommy, we're in the area. Oh, is everything okay? You say, yeah, everything is good. And I say, all right, Mommy. But they left, came here, stopped, we chit-chatted, they set up my Roku, had me get rid of my cable because it was just blood sucking. It's just taking. For what? How many channels do you really get that you're using? Maybe 3 channels. But you're paying $192, $180 plus the tax and all the fees, $192 a month. For what? And they came and spent a long time setting up mine, going in my brother's room, setting up his, getting things done, making a list. My daughter actually made a list of what I needed. And then come all the way back with it. Who could it be but God? It's God's leading you because you ask him, no matter how rough your childhood was. You don't have to make your children the same. You give them better so they can give back better. You might not ever need their support, but you'll need their company. You will need a soft voice when the time comes. Because again, it's once a man, but 2 times we're children. Twice a child. We were born independent and we're going to be going down the hill and become dependent again. So let us leave a nice path so that as they travel on it, they're wanting to come around you. Don't make it rocky and brutal so they want to come but they remember some ugly things and they choose not to. You support your children so they can do well. When they do well in the times to come, it just flows right over back on you. Did I need them to get me oranges today? No, I got paid yesterday. I got paid. They don't care that I got paid. They don't care. They don't say, Mommy, well, we're going to the supermarket. What you want? Give us the money. No, they don't care that I got paid at all. They don't care. And my pay is not a little bit. I've been teaching a long time. But they coming from their pockets without looking back for anything. And so my son already, we need one more ruku. My son already, oh, I'll get that. What more could I ask for? I don't need a darn thing. So guys, love your children. Love, love, love them. Love is not about giving gifts that means nothing. Love is not about, empty words. Love is about how you treat people. That's love. That's real love. How you treat people. Somebody might be guiding you and telling you something that makes sense and that you really need to reflect on. Instead of making it an angry thing and a cut-off thing, make it into, wait a minute, I can learn from these because, they're doing okay. So I'm thinking that what they're trying to help me with is to make me be okay too. It shouldn't become an ugly thing. It shouldn't be. The people that I've spoken to, and because they say I'm harsh, I'm not harsh. It's just that I speak the truth. Harsh is when people put you down and you're this and that and you're no good and you're worthless and this and that. I don't talk to people like that. I don't use those terms. But if you're not building foundations, I will get frustrated. I want to see everyone do well. I'm telling you the God's truth. Because when people do well, there are more of us to help other people. When people do well, when you're helping and people are doing well, they can reach out and help somebody too. And regardless of the government of Jamaica and the rich people, how they live, and it's all about them. But then we'll find more people wanting to do more and a little bit more. But when people are doing it, you just sit there and the things you're invested in is not supporting you. You're not blossoming and blooming. Then people will get frustrated and people will just say, you know what, it's what it is. It's just love, my people. It's just love. And love with respect and appreciation goes a long way. And love with expectations, good expectations to others should be appreciated. It shouldn't become an anger thing and a frustration thing. It shouldn't be that at all. But a lot of times our frustration comes from the fact that we are not changing our situations. Other people jump out there and take chances. When my mother came to America, she could have run back home and says, oh, I don't want to mess up my visa. Oh, I don't want... No, my mother already said it was hard in Jamaica. She used to work in halfway tree. She used to sell racehorse, and when the lottery came in, she was graduated by Mr. Chin to run the machine for lottery. There were 2 of them in the office up there in halfway tree. But there was where was she going? My mom didn't get higher education. She went to St. Andrew Technical and did some nice culinary stuff. And that background helped her when she came here and she was doing housekeeping. Because when she fixed the table for these people, everybody wanted her. And so when she got the opportunity, she said it in the house. She says, if they give me one day, I am never returning. And she came, they give her 3 weeks. They give her 21 days in those days. And talking about the early 70s, in the 70s. My mom came to America and she didn't look back. She came and she did what she had to do. She struggled. She did housekeeping. She did, and she asked, and she got help. She asked her boss, can you, yes, I'll come and work with you, but I need to get my green card. The lady says, Iris, come. I like how you do. I like the work you do. My mom is a no-nonsense, fun-loving kind of person. That's who she was. And she went into those homes and she made miracles. She took care of their children and the children loved her. And the lady says, I don't know what to do, but bring the papers, and I will do whatever you need me to do. And they did. And because of that sacrifice my mom made, it opened the door. It opened a huge door for her children to walk through it. So when you see me do for you guys in Jamaica, or I do for anyone even in America, it's because I know that somebody did for me too. Somebody helped my mother so we could have been here. And so I'm happy to give back. But don't sit there and not use the opportunities you get. If I had come here and just sit back and into fancy nails and fancy hairdos and all of these cloth and latest fashion and makeup and carrying on, I wouldn't be able to give anybody opportunities. But when I came, and even though I had my children early, I mean, thank God, because now they're grown up and treating me so well. That's what the plan God must have had for me. But with that, I didn't use that to say, well, I can't do and I can't do. I went to school, even in raising them. I was in school, balancing home, school, and work. And I got it done with the help of those around. And my daughters were so good when I said, don't pick up the phone. When I call, I'm going to call and hang up and call again. And I would be checking in on them so that I know that they're okay. I said, don't you go in the kitchen. I leave their snacks and their stuff. And the only thing they needed in the kitchen was their glass of milk. But everything else I put on their dressers on their spaces so that they had it there. And they were able to watch their TV, who wanted to listen to music. I provided all of those things. They're very creative, so they had books to create, paper mache, this, that, all those little paper things. They were good with it because I gave them those opportunities. Art, oh my God. You see those kids' drawings, right? So all of them are creative because I gave them the things they needed. I buy the things that they needed. I didn't buy wasted things. I bought them things that were substantial to help them. And I was able to leave them, go to work, come home. Go to school, come home, get them dinner, go to school 6 to 11 at night, come home, and we go to sleep and we get up the next day and start again. So opportunities are given, and when they're given, to whom much is given, much is expected. To whom much is given, much is expected. We don't do and expect people to not use the opportunities to create something more, to build something more, so they can also help somebody pull somebody up. We want to see the sacrifices made just like we made sacrifices. You ever see, like, you take people, you invite people to America, and it's okay, right? You do everything and they come, but, oh no, sir, we can't take the winter, me master. Or you go to Jamaica, you have conversations and them turn up them face, oh, me man, no, sir, that the cold. But yet we're in the cold, working and sending to them, and they're expecting, but they would never do it. They'll never do it. Don't have conversations like that because it's a turn off. Learn to appreciate and tell yourself that, listen, if I'm given the opportunity, just like you guys went there and got it done, I will have to make that sacrifice too. But stop talking the garbage about, no, me that's why me not left for me Jamaica. Me not left Jamaica. Me not go to the ice box up there. And they thought that. And then they come and they want you to give them your money that you work in the icebox for, to go do their shopping, to go back home to laugh at you. And sometimes we need to not say some things. Sometimes we just need to be encouraging and empowering and understanding that when the time comes, I'm willing to make that sacrifice. I'm willing to wrap myself up warmly. I'm willing to call an Uber if I need to, but I'm willing to get out there and get it done. Because it's a turn off. Because when you start talking like that, I'm not listening to you anymore. Anytime you are sitting there talking to me and you come with them kind of conversation, it irks me deeply. Because when I see that, I have no problem picking up and helping you, but you're coming to talk about you now and go do this. Then me now go take my money send down to come give you either. If you now go and make the sacrifice like me did. So on that note, guys, remember the soup kitchen. Help us get it done right as we speak. I got a thing this morning. I know it's Sabbath, but the last column was getting put in, and now the steel has to be picked up in Montego Bay. Then just need the transport to bring it up to the hills there, and so that they can do the top section so the zinc can go on, the roof can go on, and then we get the flooring done. And then young Dwayne, once he finished the flooring and they put on the roof, he's gonna flash, I don't know what they call it, I thought they call it render, but he's gonna do the walls inside so that they can be painted. But we're going onward and upward, guys, and hopefully the kitchen sink will get. The bathroom might take a little longer unless Bev Brown has somebody to come there and get the water in there or what have you. But the toilet bowl is there, everything is there. All the fixtures are there. It's just now, once we get the roof on the kitchen, I'm just dying for that. The windows and the door goes in, and then little by little, the rest of the stuff gets done. So my people, much love. I talk a little too long today, but take care.